Good morning, happy Friday, and welcome back to the NOFO Live Show, where I, Sunita, along with my co-host Tracy from Miss Tracy Kessler, we hop on every Friday and talk about everything North Fork. For the last couple of days, the only thing anybody's talking about is the wildfires in Canada and the smoke that it has been carrying over to the North Fork and I guess a bulk of the East End. And it has just astonishing that it can carry so far and the effects that it's been having on the sky and the sun. It's been hazy. The sun has been this bright orb in the sky. Good morning, Tracy. How are you?
Good morning.
Is your Wi-Fi spinning? Is my Wi-Fi spinning? Something is spinning.
Oh, it's mine. I just saw a little thing come up on top. I hope I still have. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you.
I say that far too often these days.
Well, most people complain about the Southhold Wi-Fi, but I guess it's the North Fork Wi-Fi because you're, as you've reminded people many times, you're not in Southhold, you're in close to Jamesport, and yet you have the same issues.
Yes.
Good morning, ladies. How are you?
Good morning.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Have you girls been able to see the orange orb in the sky in the middle of the day?
Of course.
Yeah.
It is so, unnerving. I'm so glad that yesterday there was a little bit of blue in the ocean and there was some blue clouds starting to come back. I don't know what it's like today. Is the air quality any better today?
They said
Better.
at 1 o'clock that you can start to go outside. I've been checking because I really like to get Tilly outside as much as possible. In fact, yesterday she was very confused as to why she was not going out for her evening playtime and kept pointing at the door going like, are we going? Are we going? So 1 o'clock, they're saying it should be safe to take, people who are sensitive back out to outside.
Well, speaking of confused, I feel like the birds honestly just looked like they were flying from helter-skelter, like not knowing what to do a couple of days ago because it just seems so weird outside. As you stepped outside, it was this weird doom kind of feeling, in the air.
My heart goes out to the people in Canada because if we're experiencing this, I can't even imagine what they're experiencing.
I can't even. But anyway, let's move on to some pretty things that are happening in Greenport. Welcome, ladies. Talk about who you are and what you guys are doing together.
Well, thank you for having us. Thank you. We're happy to be here. You want to start, Melissa, with VEME?
Yeah, sure. So we're VEME. We're Verona and Melissa. We do workshops where we teach pottery, we teach painting, natural dyeing, collaging. Really, if you can do it, we're going to teach it. We're also artists. I'm a ceramic artist and Verona's a painter. So we implement a lot of our own skills into our workshops.
Yeah.
I love it.
And where are you?
I love it. So both of you are creative individuals in your own right, but now you've collaborated together to create this beautiful space, first of all, where you can create your own art, correct?
Yes. So as Melissa said, we're both artists and we both started giving workshops kind of at the same time, a year and a half ago, separately. And as it happened, we're friends. We're always, in the same spaces. We both kind of dreamt out loud, how cool would it be a space where you can come and do workshops and there's kind of like a menu of selections, like if you feel like doing clay or if you do like doing painting and having a variety of activities that you can entertain yourself in the weekends or during the week and gather first for adults. So we do have, most of our workshops are for adults because we believe that, our life every day is so hectic and not all of us have this creative outlet where we feel so privileged to have that. But for everyone else, adults kind of push it away. Even though if their work is creative, just using your hands to do something, it's so rewarding, so relaxing, so good for your well-being, for your mental well-being. So we want to offer that space for adults, and we also have classes for kids. But yeah.
So when you're talking about all the different mediums that you can use, are you saying that you can come in a particular workshop, you could choose what you want to do, or are they all different workshops and each workshop is its own medium?
Yeah, so right now it's each workshop is its own medium. So you sign up either for a pottery workshop or a painting workshop or collaging or whichever one is available. We actually do hope in the future to have something where you can come and you can just choose and play with whatever you want, whenever you want.
Like open play for adults.
Yeah.
Yeah, that will be the next step.
Yeah.
And literally like a restaurant, you come in and you see a menu and say, oh, I feel like playing with clay today, and we give you the box with everything. There will be no guidance, though. That's you doing as you like.
I feel like that sounds like a graduating class. You know, I first need to come and do 4 years of you showing me all the individual things.
Yeah.
And then in the last class, I'll be like, okay, I think I'm going to try this.
You is super, super approachable. We get that a lot where people feel intimidated, and our whole practice and process, you know, just come and play. Even if it's, you know, none of us are Picasso. We're just trying to unlock that inner child and play a little bit.
Yes. Correct.
So no skill required.
So give me a couple of minutes of background of how each of you got into this creative field and your journey of how you've gotten to this point. So what do you create, Melissa, and what can we buy? And same with you, Verona. How did you start? What do you do, and what do you create right now?
Yeah, so I've always been a creative. I've always played with my hands. I did a lot of crafting growing up, especially when I was a child. Through my teenage years and then my early 20s, I was a hairstylist. So creative in a different way. I did that for years. And then I went to a trip to Indonesia, and I took a ceramics class there. I was there for a little over a month, and I just fell in love, and I couldn't put it down. I was like, I'm hooked. This is it. So I came back and I started playing at home. I eventually bought my own kiln, invested a lot of that, and I had friends reach out and they're like, we love that you're doing this. We want to learn. Will you teach us? So I was like, yeah, I'll do workshops. And I think that actually happened to be at the same time that Verona started doing workshops. So we teamed up with a local hotel. We were working there for a little bit, just hosting like once or twice a month. And then
is that you talking about the Sound View where you had those classes? Oh my God, what a perfect venue. I mean, you know, just to see the sunset, see the outdoor natures. Oh my God, love it.
Yeah, it was gorgeous. So that was the beginning of our journey for sure.
Yeah, we liked it there. And for me, I've been painting since my college days. I did study marketing, which, you know, I just sticked with it. But I just painted since then, and I've been doing figurative painting before what I do now. In my country, Nicaragua, I did a lot of commission work for portraits, so I got to be very known for that because it's a big practice there. Actually, my grandfather was a painter, and he also painted portraits of people, but more like the classical way, you know, like the lady sitting on the sofa.
on a fainting couch, on a fainting
Yes,
couch.
but now it was beautiful. I can't even compare, but I think the culture and the society has this idea of like you can have a portrait of yourself in your living room. So I brought it in a more modern way. I do more like just like portraits of your head and your neck, and mainly women. And I love doing that. For me, it was a way of celebrating women, celebrating who you are. And women would look at their portraits and be like, oh, you capture me, and I'm like, yes, because you're so beautiful, to celebrate their beauty and to show them that yes, you're seen, you're valuable. So I did that for a long time, and then after having my daughter, you know how your life just changes. And so I was like in this state of like haze for some time, and I started doing more abstract work. And so my own discovery with abstract has led me to where I am right now. And this is how I approach my class, which we have a live about that. If someone's really want to go deeper, they can go see that live. But it's my approach of how can your intuition and your feelings lead the process. And I think that goes along for any creative journey that you take. But for the abstract work, it's like, how do you see a blank page and use the colors you have in front of you and just let go? Let go of control, let yourself flow, let yourself create. And the beautiful thing, as Melissa said, is so approachable. Anybody can do it. And the surprise everyone gets is like, your piece of work is stunning. It's beautiful. And you had no idea because you had these expectations, but once you let go, you will surprise yourself and see that whatever road you take, it's gonna be overcome with something that you're gonna enjoy and be beautiful. So that's kind of the approach we have through all the workshops, that it's easy, we can all do it, and you'll be surprised at what you can create. Most of the people, especially the ones that have like, oh, I haven't painted, someone dragged them alone, and like, I'm not creative, and they are the ones that create the most surprising things because they have no expectation.
Yeah.
They don't they're just playing. So they create these amazing things, right? Like,
it's always that way.
Yeah.
They end up like being the star of the workshop. You're like, what? You're amazing.
Yeah, exactly.
How often are you guys holding workshops? And tell us exactly where the studio is.
Yeah, so right now we're holding workshops like, I would say like once or twice a week. There's something going on. We host a lot of private stuff as well. So if there's a workshop that you see that you like but you can't make it to, or you have an idea in your head of something you want to do, you could also reach out to us and we'll set up a private. Our studio is in Greenport. It's just a little barn off of the North Road.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
It's a beautiful barn. I mean, I'm grateful that I got a chance to visit it. I think you guys are in it right now, right? Like that back shelf is part of.
No, this is actually at my house, but we
Oh my God, because it's a similar vibe there. It's such a beautiful studio.
Yeah.
And you have a calendar for the whole month that you put out, right? With all the classes listed on there.
Yep, you can find it on Instagram or on our website.
Yeah, and our website is set up in a way where you can go each month and see, okay, they're giving clay at the end of the month, let me sign in, or whatever, it's by month. And also, as Melissa said, if you have a group that's becoming very popular, like a birthday party, this weekend we're having a baby shower, a few friends that are together, and we will cater it in a way where it's more personal. Let's say if you are doing a mug, but it's, you can do an item that's for the person that's being celebrated. And we just like to create a space that is safe and that people can feel themselves comfortable to create.
I was going to say you should do bridal showers. And I actually remember years ago, I attended a bridal shower where everybody made a plate. Mm-hmm. And then we gave them to the bride, and she had like a stack of plates that were all made by us. That would be a great bridal shower workshop.
Yeah, we've done bachelorettes, bridal showers, anything, like corporate events, whatever it is, we'll do it. Yeah.
We've done it. We've done like 20 people groups.
Wow.
When we do 20, we help each other, and it's great. People have so much fun. And as I say, we cater to depending. If it's a corporate, we do it more like, more like team play. If it's more a group of friends, we let them enjoy themselves. We let them have those conversations. So we are very sensitive to what the customer and what you guys want, because at the end, we want you to have the best.
I love the way you're describing it, because I've taken a few of your classes, Verona, and I think with your background in, is it IFS therapy? Is that what I'm saying it correctly? I think all of that you bring to anybody that's coming to take a class from you, or just, I don't even want to call it a class, because I feel like you're sort of just guiding the person to let them explore their own creativity. And I love that, because you make it seem like it's possible for anybody to create magic.
Yeah, but it's true.
It is.
Well, I'm going to keep saying you make it seem until it sinks in that it is true.
Now you are a creative genius.
Well, you and I have had this conversation many a times, and Tracy too, in terms of, I feel like I'm straddling the line between, am I a creative, am I not? Because I've always seen myself as more a math and science kind of person. So I feel like there's a line. Your brain is either thinking rationally, or you can close your eyes and imagine. And I feel like I have a little bit of hurdle in imagining. But every conversation I have with you and everything I try with you leads me closer and closer to thinking that maybe it's possible to do both.
Yes.
Well, and also, Sunita, I learned, and this is when I met Verona, I learned that you are an artist when you say you are. I think so much of society waits for everyone else to tell us that we're an artist. And it's really when you, whatever way your creative outlet is, if that's art to you, then you are an artist and you don't need someone else to tell you that you are.
Right.
Bravo, Tracy.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yes, and as you say, so it's all society and the way, you know, hundreds of years have been developed. But we think, oh, you have to be a chef or a painter or a ceramist to be creative. No, being a mathematician, being a scientist, you have to be creative because you have to find new ways. Creativity is creating things, finding new ways of doing things. So if you give me a problem to solve in math, I'm going to be very creative and try to solve it, but I probably won't solve it. How many creatives can be in anything you do, and that's something I always tell people. And they're like, oh, I'm not creative. I'm like, what do you do? They're like, oh, I'm a coder for a software. I'm like, that's so creative. Imagine that you have to code and create something new. That is creativity. Mm-hmm. So we're putting down these barriers that say what is creative, what is not. We believe creativity everywhere.
Well, thank you for making my computer science degree creative. Thank you. I want to talk a little about your pour paintings because they're slightly different from the traditional take a brush and try to create, you know, a face or still life or whatever. Can you talk a little bit about that, Melissa? I mean, Verona?
The one we're having in June, the new workshop.
Pour painting classes that you do in general.
Okay, so they might seem a little similar, but we have the abstract work and the pour painting. They're similar in the way of the approaching, that you don't have to control anything, but the pour painting is a new class we're going to have in June and July. Actually, the June one is booked. It's sold out, but we have a date in July. So we're just talking about it. It's like some workshops, they stand empty for a long time and some of them just book. Yeah, so we don't know the mystery. But so pour painting is literally how it sounds. We grab acrylic paint and we mix it with these solutions that make it more juicy. The word, I don't know.
Fluid.
Yeah.
I mean, it's juicy too, but
it is juicy though. So you make these pots of different colors, and then you literally pour it on a canvas. But you combine the colors, and then you pour this giant puddle, and what it's fun is to see how it develops and how it changes. I don't know if you've seen this it became popular, like I would say like 8 years ago, but you see these boards of wood with cheese, and they have this ocean like thing,
the resin ones
that is pour painting but with blue and white, so it looks like an ocean. You could get that effect with pour painting. And the class, what it does is like not only the mechanical process of how to do it, which is, you know, I'm here to teach you, which is very simple, but it's like choosing the colors and taking the risk, because you don't know what colors are going to show up. So it's
letting go, letting go, because it will go where it wants to go.
Yes, it's a whole adventure of like, you don't know what's going to happen, but here I go. And it's so fun. It's so accelerating. It's like going on a roller coaster and then boom, your painting comes up and that's the result. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
So Melissa, when you do a ceramics class, is there as much freedom, or is it more like this is what you're making today?
Yeah, so I have actually a couple different things. So I teach a workshop. So say I teach a mug workshop, you come and you're making a mug. I guide you through it, and we all make like basic cylinder shapes. And then you get to let loose and maybe carve something fun into it or add some fun motifs to the outside, put a fun handle on it. That's kind of where the freedom comes in a more guided workshop. I also we just launched it. It's called Clay Play Group. And the Clay Play Group is you come like, it's like Mondays, Thursdays, there's different days of the week that I do it. So you sign up either for the whole month or just a day by day. And you come and you just create whatever you want. So I give you, you know, a couple pounds of clay and you just dive in and you just go wild and make whatever.
And are you using your hands to do it, or are there tools? What do you?
Yeah, so everything I teach is hand building.
Okay.
So I think of pottery, they always think of the wheel, like from Ghost or something like that.
Wait, is Patrick Swayze there too?
I wish. I'm Patrick Swayze.
I love it.
I do.
Love it.
is hand building. So it's a little bit more organic. The flow of it is much like more shapely. It's not as perfect. So similar to like the pour paintings or the abstract work, there's an element of it where you just have to let go and, you know, let it be what it's going to be.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit, when I was in the studio, I got to see so many of your gorgeous pieces, Melissa. I mean, I literally wanted to take so many home. Can you explain what you're launching in terms of your own ceramic line? And I saw something that you posted about some special custom plates that you're making for our girl Ursula. So I definitely want to hear about that.
Yeah. So right now I have a line that's already been launched, but it's something that I constantly add to. It's called Home by Form. And it's special little items for your homes. I believe that moving through your daily rituals, so say, you know, you're drinking a cup of coffee, it should be drank out of like a special mug just to make it a little bit extra special. This is from a friend of mine. But, you know, it makes those daily rituals a little bit more special. So that's what that collection's all about. I'm also working on a collection with Dissette, one of my vases.
Oh my God, I was going to
gosh,
ask, are the vases that were in the studio part of that collection per se?
No, so I'm working on a vessel collection, which probably won't be released until August, maybe even September. It's that collection is something that is very personal for me. So it's me working through my own artistry and understanding who I am as an artist. So it's all different shapes and forms and vessels, and it has like a very organic flow to it. And then the collection that I'm doing with Dissette is a bunch of plateware for her work.
To display the chocolates and the food on. Oh my God. And another thing I wanted to say is, when we think of ceramics, sometimes we think of these heavy, clunky plates, but what I saw in your studio are so delicate, beautiful. It's really hard to describe, people. As soon as, I mean, I know you have a lot of pieces on sale now, but from the little plates and the other things and the vases that you're creating, I can't wait to buy one. But I encourage everyone to go check it out. If you have them listed on your website, they are stunning pieces of art.
Thank you. Yeah.
One of the things that I'm hearing when you guys are speaking is all of these collaborations with other people on the North Fork, which is what I love so much about where we live and the people who live here. It's week after week, show after show. We just hear of everybody, how we're all just like helping each other, you know, find that space where we should live and spaces where we can live together. And it's wonderful to hear when people are working together. And I love to hear that you guys are working with some of the other small businesses.
Yeah, I think really important for us at VEME is bringing in community. So another part of like everyone is an artist. It's also just, you know, bringing everyone in and experiencing that together.
Yeah. Another thing I really love about this show, and I don't know, Sunita, if you feel this way, but every show I feel like inspired, that I want to, like, now I'm like, you know what, I need to get more creative. Like, I need to go back to those things that I was doing and take more time away from work and do these things. And yeah, it's just always inspiring. You guys are really inspiring me today.
I mean, you know, it is true, the end of the cliche that if you love what you do, doesn't feel like work. Yeah. And we love what we do, but you're right, Tracy. This is the added benefit of what we do every single Friday. I feel like if by midweek we've forgotten or things are bothering us, as soon as Friday comes around and the small business owner shows up, whether they're an artist, whether they're a chef or whatever they're doing, it reinvigorates me to figure out what I'm doing in my own life, you know, and do better. So I totally understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So before we go into our closing segment, I just want to say, so is there a newsletter people can sign up for so that they get alerts that you guys, and where do we find that? Do we find that on your Instagram or your website?
Yeah, you can find it on our website. There should just be a contact or sign up location on the, but yeah.
And is it VEMEstudios.com? Is that the website?
VEMEstudios.com, yep. And yep, just sign on there, and then we send our newsletters out like once or twice a week-ish. Once or twice a month. Not a week. We won't spam.
I just signed up for it last week, and I have so far only gotten the alert. So you're not spamming me. I just got the welcome letter, which, by the way, just getting that email, Tracy, is so beautiful in of itself. I feel I was reading the content, but just looking at the images and looking at the flow. You guys, I know you mentioned Verona, that you have a marketing degree. I don't know if you're the one creating it or
start to hold the email.
The newsletter is beautiful. It's
Well,
gorgeous.
and I'll tell you,
for everything.
well, but you know what a lot of people who may be watching don't realize is that, every single person who comes on the show is running a small business. So besides their craft that they're doing, the business itself is so much work. And I applaud you guys. I have my own little side small business after my other two small businesses. And I have everyone sign up for my email list, and I have yet to send one email because I just can't find the time. It's a lot. It's a lot. So I applaud you guys for doing,
well,
even
all that work. When we go there and happily take these poor painting classes, and then we take our artwork and we smile and leave, the two of you still have to stay there and clean up everything. And when I walked into your spot list, Tracy, you'll appreciate this. It was stunning. And I'm like, where do you do the classes? And Melissa and Verona were like, right here on this table. And I was like, no, you don't, because it looks like a kitchen that's never been cooked in,
Yeah.
But every class after, you're making it beautiful for us to come back again. So yes, there's a lot of behind the scenes work that goes into one gorgeous plate that you created.
Yeah, there's a lot of behind, and there's a lot of work that goes after you make the clay. Let's say you make a mug, but it has to dry. It has to go on the kiln. It has to get paste. It has to get kiln again. So that's why you wait a few weeks to get your mug back, because there's a whole process that Melissa is working on to get your precious mug back in your yeah. Also, newsletter, if someone's more, obviously the newsletter it's more reliable because you get it on your email, and once a month we send you everything that's happening. But the Instagram, we're always posting and reminders, and at the top we have let's say the June calendar. So if you feel like you're in a rush and you're like, oh, my friends are coming over, you can go to Instagram, look at what's happening that weekend. If you see empty, it's because we either had other commitments, but reach out and see if we can do a private workshop for you. If it's not Melissa, it's me, and we'll let you know what we have available, the times. Most of the time we're very flexible. So if you want to say 10 a.m. or 6 p.m., we can do a workshop for you. Private workshops are great because you bring your own energy to the space, and it just feels so rich and so, I don't know, right? They're special.
Yeah, it's special.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I love it. All right. Well, before we run out of time, so Verona already got to answer these questions. So I'm going to direct these questions to you, Melissa. So if you were going to take the three of us out to lunch, where would you take us?
Ooh. Okay. My favorite spot is Little Creek in Greenport. Yeah. Get some oysters. Those hot dogs are phenomenal. I'm not a hot dog eater at all, but I go there and I eat hot dogs every time.
Well, and the community vibe that comes out of there. I mean, I'm always seeing posts and people talking about how it's a family of, not family by blood, but just a family of tribe that gathers there. It's great.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, sunrise or sunset?
Sunrise.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Early girl. Okay. Is there a secret spot in Greenport? Is there a place in Greenport you catch one?
No, I guess I would probably go to like Rocky Point Beach. Go catch it. Or I guess that would be sunset.
The sunrise, we see it from
here.
here.
I guess here at my house I could see the sunrise. Yeah, wherever. Sunrise.
I love how that's becoming a common answer, because most people do see it from their backyard. Both sunrise and sunset. Okay, brewery or vineyard?
What is it?
Brewery or vineyard?
Brewery.
Which one?
Is there...
Probably Greenport, the one right here. Right in town. I live in the village, so I feel like I just want to be here all the time.
I rarely end up going to that location because the Peconic location is closer to us. So I feel like I need to make an extra effort to go there.
So chill there. There's even if it's on a packed day, it still feels so open, it's not as busy.
And in the summer, kind of put tables or kind of that street is not a street where cars go, so they put seating on the street, and sometimes they have music.
I love that location. It's so historic. And
well, especially since the jail is not in use right now, it's beautiful.
Laid back and unassuming, right? They're just there.
It's so cute.
Yeah. So when you're cooking at home, Melissa, what farm stands do you hit up?
Probably Seps. I like Seps. Really, I've been all of them, but Seps is close, so probably there.
Yeah.
Does Greenport still do that farmers market?
No, they haven't done that in years. I think that might even been pre-COVID.
Yeah, I think
Like,
it was.
and that was great because it was right there. Bring a farmer's market to Greenport.
Yeah, we'll start spreading the word for you. All right, so we usually close our show asking our guests what they love about being part of the North Fork community, which obviously you guys embody, so I'd love to hear your answer.
Yeah, for me, it's everything. I grew up here, and I've seen so much of the growth and change here, and I feel like it's so special to invite people into our community. And what we're trying to grow is exactly that. It's like, come here, come hang out with us, come play, just get to know each other, be together, create art.
Yeah, I'm gonna feed off that, and something that I've been appreciating lately, it's how I meet someone new every time through the workshops and even in real life out there in the wild. I just know, and I'm like, where were we? Like, how can we don't know each other? And like, maybe we have and I'm like, I didn't know you, and now I know you. It's so great to keep meeting people that are been living here for all their lives, or people that just moved here. I appreciate it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, and we appreciate having you guys part of the North Fork community, because the energy and the positivity that you guys bring individually, but now collectively, I think it's amplified even beyond double. So it's beautiful. Give them a follow at VEME Studios, which, by the way, I love the name as a collaboration of, Verona and Melissa. And then your Instagram, Melissa, is Form Ceramics?
Yep, Form Ceramics.
Verona, yours is your name?
Verona Peñalba, yeah.
Great. So give them a follow, everybody, and go check out their classes. I do want to give a shout out to my hubby, because he's having actually an event this weekend. Kind of. If you are a car enthusiast, the NOFO Car Club is gathering at the Brick Cove Marina on Sunday for Cars and Coffee. Super casual. All cars are welcome. If you just are a car lover and want to bicycle there, that's fine too. Tracy, I know you're a little bit involved in Brick Cove, so tell me exactly where it is in Brick Cove.
Yes.
Because I'm not waking up at 8:30 in the morning, but the guys are.
Yeah, so we actually have a new venue, which we haven't announced, which is right along the water. It's called the Waterfront Native Garden. We're going to be kicking it off later this season. And it's between the barn and the water. You'll see it all set up. It's blue picnic tables, blue and white umbrellas. We'll be selling breakfast and coffee underneath the peach tree. So come join us 8:30 to 9:30 on Sunday morning.
That sounds really good. Thank you, ladies. Have a great weekend, and we will see you all next Friday.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.